I am having to keep an eye out, ear out actually, for maintenance person who I'm gonna have to immediately pause the stream for, but they're supposed to be back at 12:30 and it's 12:33. I have to listen for a knock on the door, so that's gonna be fun. Anyway, hello, welcome back to Pokopia, everybody. We're going to be continuing and heading into the end game today. Basically, I'm basically at the very last, what I understand to be the very last stretch of the game. Yes, the cozy box, as they call it. All right, so we've got a few things I want to do today. One of which is finish up the game. So one fun thing about this game is that it will only spawn in 20 Pokemon at a time in any given area, which causes some fucky problems if you try to, I don't know, do too many builds at once. So, like an example here is, I tried to do multiple builds at once in the Sparkling Skylands, and it just kept it would not continue, it would not load certain Pokemon in. Here we are. We're gonna start here. So the yellow hut's been built. This is all done. This is one of the houses we're going to be using for Pokemon here. On top of that, we got another one we got the Pokemon Center that I rebuilt. Oh, look at that. Nice little yellow hut. And then we got you. Come on, show me the big reveal. There we go. The Pokemon Center's fixed, is it? I guess this Pokemon Center will really come in handy for you. From one of the humans came back too. Yeah, great, good, woohoo. Wahoo, woohoo. Alright, so now that that's done, I can take all the Pokemon that are here. I need to gather all of them. We need to go finish one more build. I believe you can have up to 5 Pokemon following you at once. Here we are, I'll go. So if you remember last time, you had 6 earlier. Oh, they all joined on the lift. Remember last time I think part of the thing was that we had to build this I thought each level of this was going to be a one-day build. It turns out it's only like an hour. So this is one of the big problems we have with this, is that because it can only load so many Pokemon in at a time, like, it actually becomes a genuine problem getting all the Pokemon over here. Especially when you have 15, you're trying to build with 15 different Pokemon, right? I still need 8 more. You think it's 6? 6 Pokemon can follow? That's useful to know. I'll be sure to know that. This is the first step that we're going to be doing today. Get all the flying Pokemon over here. Need you. Metang. Let's get 3. One, 2, 3. We'll get Electabuzz over here. 4. Let's get Tyranitar. 4. Wait, where are my other... Are there any Pokemon that are stuck? Oh yeah, you guys are stuck. What is wrong with you? You're unable to? What the fuck do you mean you're not able to? Oh, it's 5. It is 5. The only problem with having this many Pokemon follow you is their tracking tends to break really easily. So, like, if you're going up vertical surfaces like this, you really have to be patient with them and make sure they're following you properly. There we go. There we go. So the plan is to finish this final build. And then see what happens afterwards. Come on. Come on, Electabuzz, where are you? There you go. Alright, we got 3 more Pokemon. We just need 3 more. Largest build in the game, by the way. 15. 15 fucking Pokemon you need to build one thing. Jesus Christ. Okay, we're gonna get these guys. Strandados, Raichu, and Graveler. Uke 3. And Graveler. That should be good. Yeah, having only having like 20 Pokemon spawn in at a time is a massive problem. Where's Cranidos? I'm sure he'll come along just fine. I won't have to backtrack horribly. There he is. Somehow just popped out of the ether. Screw it, why not? Alright. Also, I did put a bunch of these, like, wireless electricity transmitters around the area, as you can see here. I'll finish sprucing that up later. There we go. Okay, I can finally start building this. So this is what it looks like for now. So, also it's going to start. basically, this is the final major quest in the game. I had to rebuild this. So we started by doing this. Look at all this cool stuff. This is the first floor of it, right? I put a little thing here to show everyone how kind of a leader I am. So just to show everybody how cool and amazing I am. So the second floor is, this is a really cool build. My biggest problem with this build is that, like, they allow you to make this giant area here, this whole big floor plan thing. And, like, it doesn't count as a home. Straight up, it's not considered a home. Like, every area here should be considered a special, individualized home. Like, it's ridiculous that it isn't. I mean, I could always just repurpose it and make it look like a home. And like, put doors and stuff in here. But it's kind of ridiculous that it doesn't automatically do that. Like, what's the whole point of this build if not to be a giant environment for Pokemon to live in? And then the second area upstairs, the third floor of this area. Apparently, this is allegedly the Celadon City department store, but I don't think it is. I think it's actually the Silphco building. This is what this looks like. Let's see. Spotless washing station. Yeah, I need to make that. It's Sylph. Yeah, well, Sarah B says it's the Celadon City department store. I'm like, no, the fuck it isn't. This counts as a home right here, but other areas don't. That's weird. That is strange in this area. Could just be that Sarah B is wrong because they're rushing a bunch of stuff. They're rushing out a bunch of information. They're getting a few things wrong here and there, which happens. It looks like Sylph. Seldom doesn't have a fountain on its first floor. Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. Alright, so while this build is going, we can go ahead and start looking at whatever the hell is going on with this Gardevoir over here. I have been purposefully neglecting this because I want to do this on stream. Hello, they will arrive soon. Who will? Who will arrive soon, Gardevoir? Tell me. Why, hello, I sense a visitor, but I wasn't expecting one as adorable as you. Oh, you're building towns with the help of other Pokemon in the hopes that humanity may return someday? What a wonderful sentiment! You'll find this island is filled with furniture and other items left behind by humans. Feel free to take them. They might be of use to you. You know, I sense something within you, a strange mystical power. Actually, would you mind accompanying me for a while? I'd like to show you an interesting spot on this island. I have a feeling you may find it useful. It's right this way. Oh boy, here we go, Gardevoir. The Dead Strain will expend... Oh, yep, there's that one. Teleport and Trade. Teleport is one of the most useless abilities that this game gives anybody. Incredible. Teleport is so useless. It's literally just the fly ability. It just, if you're trying to find a specific Pokemon, it will teleport you to them. But only if you, if that Pokemon is not homeless. If that Pokemon is homeless, then it will not take you to them. This place. Oh, yes, the Sabrina's Gym. With a Team Rocket hideout underneath. There's a cave beneath this building that's piqued my interest. I sense a powerful aura coming from within. I've been hesitant to venture in by myself. Would you be willing to explore it with me? Sure. You mean the cave I've already explored? I already blocked off the source of water. Like, Pokemon don't... No, that also works for flying Pokemon as well. It's the same. Neither flying nor psychic type teleport Pokemon can find Pokemon that don't have homes for some weird reason. This is the cave that she was looking for. Certain those aura pots are so they're powerful aura. Oh yes, this... Oh, they refresh? So those Pokemon lore is quite rare, you know. Thank you for joining me in this adventure and indulging. There must be some way to extract it, surely. Yep, yep. Did I imagine it? What am I... Oh, I'm just like... What am I doing? I'm just like getting some of this stuff. What do you need? Yes, yep. Do I need to destroy a certain number of these? I have a build for a Pokemon Mart, a Pokemart. I might end up making Gardevoir the owner of the Pokemart. Build a Pokemart and put Gardevoir in it. So what exactly does she want? How many of these? Well. Gardevoir. Then once we're done with that, do you have Gallade, Gardevoir's male counterpart? Not yet. I was actually going to work on getting Blissey as well today, because I have all the parts I think I need for that Pokemon's area. I would imagine that Blissey would, or that Gallade would be in the game, considering the entire Gardevoir line is in the game. I'll tell you what, some of these environments that you get Pokemon in are, like, wildly specific. Like, some of these are, like, the most specific, like, habitat builds I have ever seen. Come on. Let me get... There we go. Speaking of knights, do you have Armorage and Sewer Ledge? I have one armor fragment, and I have to go get them soon enough. Soon enough, I will get at least one of them. Which is a pain. It's a pain in the ass that you have to dig them up separately. Yeah, they're a special build you have to make. They're one of the special builds. You have to build either the malicious armor or the other armor. They can also run Pokemart. There are a lot of weird Pokemon that can run Pokemart. Oh, yes. Gotta eat another steak. Does it want me to, like, excavate this entire area? I would assume that is the case. It's a Pokemart, yeah. Just a matter of... I'll probably build it in Pallet Town or something. There we go. That should be all of it. Oh. I only had to get one? Oh, okay. Wow. Now what? Is there a new request for Gardevoir? What is Gardevoir doing all by herself? She's just kind of wandering the city. Oh, I forgot that this fucking shit is... There's no actual way to get out of here easily without using, like, waterfall. Alright, just get home. There, this is your home for now. Look, isn't this such a wonderful, incredibly not cramped home? I promise it. Yeah, move in here. Let's see. I'm gonna actually put all of my psychic... I actually do have Curlia as well. I gotta build more homes for Pokemans. Finish up the builds. This is how you get Curlia. There we go. There are a lot of parts of this game that I look at and go, damn, this is not something I want to be messing with right now. Like, all of these trash blocks can be destroyed to make other things. Where's Curlia? Curlia. And Curlia's stuck. Shit. Oh no. There's Curlia. I'll dedicate this house for now to the Curlia, to the Gardevoir line. Gardevoir, yes, you will live here. Yes, you must. Yes, it's a wonderful place to live. Metang's home. I'll make homes on other islands as well. Oh, is that the fucking gaming chair? Yeah, you better fucking give me that. I have many a wonderful thing here. How about a fossil? Gaming chair. I can be a gamer. I know I have one other piece of gaming stuff. Yeah, there's an entire build that is one of the habitats that is incredibly specific in this game. Is literally this. Gamer's Paradise. And this is... Do you... take a wild guess as to what Pokemon spawns in this this environment. This habitat. Take a wild guess. You guys will never guess. An electric type? No, actually. No electric type spawn in this area. In that habitat. You're not going to be able to guess because it's so out of left field. It's absurd. It's hilarious. Then who? Metagross. Fucking Metagross spawns in Gamer's Paradise. Bro, I'm trying to play my Fortnite. Why are you bothering me? Oh my god. I can't. That makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, this is Chansey's home. Now we get to make a home for Blissey. So, if I remember correctly, I think we need, I'm gonna build a home here soon enough. Let's see. Delayed has to be one of the special builds. Oh, no doubt. Am I going insane? Do I even have the recipe for this? I don't think I actually do. I might have picked it up online somewhere. Hold on. I know damn well what it is. I know what Pokemon I'm looking for. Oh, I'm missing one item. I'm missing a single item. What habitat is this for? It's for Blissey. Chansey's that, like, which actually is one of the most hyper-specific, like, makes sense for the hyper-specific build. I'm basically just wasting time for an hour while I wait for the end of this. God, these lifts are so fucking slow. I wish there was a way to make them go faster. But right now, this build that's going on right now that takes like an hour to do, that's the final build in the game, I believe. That's like mandatory for story progression. Okay. I think I already have a cute lamp. Yes. I might need to actually bring the lamp over here to get power to it. I think you actually do need to, like, give power to the lamp or something. Yeah, you do. Need to power up the damn lamp. I'm gonna have to move the build. That's alright, though, because I can build a house then in the space that I'm putting all this stuff. And then put Chansey in here. Put Chansey and Blissey together. Insanely complicated build. I think it might actually be faster for me to just fast travel back to base camp. Yep, straight up just faster. I put Gyarados over here, by the way. Oh, I'll be right back, chat. Alright, sorry about that. Had to deal with the maintenance guy. I wish there were faster ways to move around in this game. I say that as if my prayers aren't about to be answered as soon as this build finishes. There we go. How lovely that would be. What are you talking about? How lovely would what be? Yes. Sure, Gardevoir, you want a slide? I'll give you a damn slide. Oh yeah, you can get that. You get that in this area. There's an entire side quest with Poliwrath to get that. Here, we're gonna do this build, like, just fuck it. Just right in the middle of... Terrible place for this. Do you have the items already or not? They give it to you. You get them automatically by doing a Poliwrath quest. If you jump down from here and you just go down to that area where that elevator area is, there's an entire sequence to get that specific thing. And then you just have to rehome Poliwrath in a house, and there's a rare chance that Gallade will spawn in that area if that's the other spawn there. Like, Strength Rocks are really difficult to get. There we go. There it is. I have not gotten him yet. What are his drops? I don't know. There we go. I haven't rehomed Poliwrath. I gotta make another house to rehome Poliwrath, then I can see when I'm gonna get him. This area is fucked. Yeah, so as I was saying this in the last game, but like... What is this? Drop Twitch? There's a Ditto thing? I didn't know there was a Pokemon drop enabled. The dojo next to the gym. Yeah, there it is. Entire habitat. You can't exactly really get strength rocks, I don't believe. I actually might just build a home nearby here. I'll rehome. I'm sorry, Polareth, but you gotta move. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rehome him soon. In fact, I'll just rehome him right now. And get a camera set up. Hey, what's up, bud? Get your ass over here. I'm gonna temporarily home him. Yeah, that's right. You get to... Yeah, you can totally live in this house with Gardevoir. They want us... There's that area that I can build. Let's see. Shop. Wants a slide, right? He wants me to put a damn slide in the second floor of this place. I wish there were teleportation pads, like in Pokemon. You know how, like, the regular games have teleportation pads? Just step on it and it teleports you. I wish we had that we could just connect to one another instead of these lifts. That would be so much nicer. So that environment can trigger 2 different Pokemon. This is supposed to trigger Electivire, but I don't know if Electivire even triggers in this area. Or bring him in this area. I also made a, hopefully, the lade's pretty good. Especially if it has, like, the build. It's probably going to have build and chop, or one or the other. I put a furnace down here. Apparently, vine rope is, like, a really good furnace fuel thing. Never would have guessed. And then these wireless Pokemon transmitter blocks are really useful as well. Gardevoir we get in the night that is both... Gardevoir can take care of herself. She can make a fucking black hole. You don't need no knight in shiny armor. It's gonna be like a fucking... Is this a secret quest to get? There. Alright, Gardevoir, did your quest. I actually want to see... Like, if I put more walls and a door here, would this count as a building? Gardevoir, yeah, Gardevoir is technically a knight. It makes me annoyed that they have you do this giant build for this area and it doesn't even count as a Pokemon home. Like, they should... Sir Knight? Oh yeah, that's in, like, one of the other names. Where is Gardevoir? Alright, Gardevoir, Why are you sleeping here? It'll let me know. I put a camera there. Security cameras will ping you. See? It'll let me know. It'll ping you. It actually gives you a notification when it's ready. When a Pokemon shows up on it. Which is actually really nice to have. Literally 1984. Yeah, I can't believe it. Ridiculous. Okay. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Oop, almost fucking fell into the abyss. Do you have the build for toxicity? I do not have the electric guitar that is needed for that. I don't know how to get that, and I'm not worried about it right now. One of these is... Oh, okay, okay. I can do this one. What is it? Oh, it's just a small damn relic. I don't care about relics. I've gotten so many of them that I haven't had appraised. I can't wait to tear down this entire thing and replace it with something that isn't utterly just hideous. This entire, like, Tinkatink's entire building. Like, girl, what are you doing? You have the engineering skill and you can't build shit. Alright, what we can do while we're waiting... I actually have an idea. Why don't we go to a new area for the time being? By new area, I mean let's go to a Dream Island. We got like 40 minutes we gotta waste. While we wait for that thing to take place. The reversing on that, I've said it before, the reversing on that song is very good. Security camera 3. See, that's what it says. Security camera 3 has spotted new Pokemon. That means somewhere around here there is a Pokemon I can get. It's probably one of the event Pokemon. He has the engineering skills, but it... Oh, it's Jumpluff. Yay! What do you want, Ivysaur? 5 Nights at Pokopia. I actually do also want to talk about the story, because there are things in this that are like this might be one of the darker Pokemon games in lore-wise. Grow and litter, very useful. So now only one Pokemon can spawn from, there we go. Only one Pokemon can spawn left from the event. As in, like, here, let's read. Let's do a bit of reading, chat. I doubt anyone will ever read this, but the memories of my experience are too much to bear alone, so I've decided to confide in this diary. I'm a nameless hacker. I infiltrate the networks of huge corporations, steal their secrets and sell them to their rivals. I already have more than enough money, but it's a fun peering behind the scenes, so it's almost like a hobby for me. I donate all the money I don't use to things like Pokemon conservation groups. Ever since I was a kid, I've liked computers and Pokemon more than people. It happened when I was hacking into a server in another region for fun and stumbled on a system with excessively high security. Finding these sorts of things is always a thrill. It took a lot of effort, but once I breached it, all I could find was it seemed like trivial data about weather patterns. It was anticlimactic, but it made me think, why would someone put so much effort into hiding something like this? That nagged at me. So I dove back in. It took a lot of work, but I learned how to make sense of the weather data. I was able to gather that a natural disaster had struck that region. Dozens of huge, repeated hurricanes. That's the only conclusion I could draw, but I never heard news about a disaster like that. If a disaster of that scale had really happened, surely it would have received both local and global attention. With that thought, I remembered a foundation active in that region. They were known for their passion for Pokemon conservation efforts. I had even donated to them. I thought that an organization of that scale might be able to influence media so that no news of the disaster leaked outside the region. I spent countless days infiltrating the Foundation's servers. looking into any data I could lay my hands on, and sure enough, I gradually became clear that they were involved. I finally fell asleep after repeated all-nighters. When I woke up, I was surrounded by members of the Foundation. Apparently, I had left traces when I hacked their servers. That was enough for them to track me down. The people from the Foundation were surprisingly polite, and they explained what was happening in detail. I have no intention of writing it all here. The important thing is that someday this disaster will spread throughout the entire world. They said that humanity in its current state can't prevent it. The Foundation, together with other regions, had formed a plan to evacuate all of humanity into space. The plan was already in motion. My head was spinning at the outrageous tale. So what would become of Pokemon? When I put the question to them, they described their Pokemon conservation project and asked me for my help. While humanity is evacuated into space, all of the Pokemon in the world are to be stored and protected in a massive computer system. That is the Pokemon Conservation Project. An incredible plan, but the Foundation members said that in order to avoid panic, they had to keep both the disaster and the project out of the public eye as much as possible. Naturally, this left them short-handed. Skilled computer technicians were in particularly high demand. That's why the Foundation sought me out as I discovered the disaster recruitment. I took them up on their offer. Until this point, I always lived as I pleased. But if I could save Pokemon using my skills, I had to do it. The work was tough, but also rewarding. Eventually, the public began to take notice of the disaster. The Foundation gradually evacuated those who noticed to a, quote, safe place, end quote. But to avoid panic, they waited until the last minute to tell people that their destination was space. In the middle of this unbelievable situation, I found a flaw in the plan. In order to escape the disaster, humanity would temporarily take refuge in space while Pokemon would be safely stored in a computer system. This was the general overview of the plan, but no computer system will keep running forever. The Foundation planned to send a select few members back to the planet at regular intervals to perform ongoing maintenance. But for humanity to survive in space for any length of time, it would take a tremendous amount of energy. I calculated that even a slight deviation from the original plan would result in insufficient energy to return, leaving humankind stranded in space for dozens or even hundreds of years. If that happened, the essential system protecting the Pokemon would eventually cease to function. So I decided to add a little touch of my own to the system's programming. First, it will continuously check the weather data across the globe in search of environments that can prove even slightly habitable to Pokemon. Next, if maintenance is not performed for a long period of time and the system begins to approach its limits, it will release the Pokemon most suited to these environments. Of course, ideally, humans will return someday and live alongside Pokemon once more. But on the off chance humanity never returns from space, I think releasing the Pokemon into a wild world rather than leaving them asleep in a computer would be a happier outcome. It may sound strange coming from the program's creator, but I hope it never has to run. So, this is a insanely dark story. So essentially, what it's basically saying... What? Chat, I have a question for you. Oh, Chat, I have a question for you. What in-universe place has the name Foundation in its title that is also known for Pokemon conservation? What group is known for Pokemon, not only Pokemon conservation and taking care of Pokemon and rehoming them, but also has the word Foundation in its name? What area is liable to be struck by a bunch of hurricanes? A tropical region, perhaps, even, some might say. The Aether Foundation. Like, my takeaway from this is that the Aether Foundation basically realized that the entire world was fucked and decided to create some crazy, crazy plan to evacuate all of humanity into space while conserving Pokemon in a computer system. Of course, with, like, the world being, like... Of course, like... Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They can't put all Pokemon into computer systems. Because, like, it's heavily implied that only Pokemon caught in Pokeballs could actually be put into computer systems. Right? Like, at least in terms in the universe we know, like, you can't just put wild Pokemon in the computers. The actual heavy implication, as stated in lore, with Tinkmaster, with dialogue from Tinkmaster and Professor Tangrowth, is that Tinkmaster and Professor Tangrowth were not caught and were actually left behind when humanity evacuated and were never put in the computer system. And they somehow managed to survive. Right? They somehow managed to survive all these disasters. And so when we come out of a Pokeball and we're released into the area, that is us. That is literally the system hitting its failsafe and going, yeah, we're going to release all the Pokemon into the wild now because, yeah, there's nothing left. Like, what are we going to do? Like, the system is failing, right? So this is where it also gets its own weird darkness of, like, this is like, it's like all of humanity could be dead. The whole, like, Psycho was mentioning extinction theory, like the extinction idea of, like, humanity being extinct. It's entirely possible that humanity is actually either A, stranded in space, unable to return home, or B, humanity is just, like, straight up dead so because they ran out of fucking oxygen. This is the kind of the writing that I wish more Pokemon fan games would embody. Like, I talked about this on social media. I talked about this. I did, like, a thread about this, but, like, people often conflate dark subject matter with, like, death, murder, cults, you know, all these things. And, like, Pokemon fan game writers tend to overcompensate for their inability to write subtly, or their inability to comprehend this subject matter by, like, writing Giga Dark, like, just edgelord shit. Right? The Aether Foundation bought them out. Yeah. So, like, Pokemon Unbound is a great example of this. Do I have to pull the clip out? I'm gonna have to pull the clip out, aren't I? I gotta pull the clip out. Hold on. Old ass clip, chat. From, like, 5 years ago. Jesus Christ. Pull the clip. Pull the clip. Pull the clip. We all know the clip. Right? We all know this clip. Everyone knows the clip. Oh, wait. Why is it muted? There we go. That's better. To cover with this armor and diffusion should be complete. Ah, I did it. I created the first known Pokemon. Oh, that's fucked up. Here we go. God, that's such a funny fucking scene. God, that's so fucking funny. Just the shouting of the Aros! As he's like, it's just a flame sprite. Like, even just like like back in this earlier build of Unbound, I do know that they toned it down. But back in the earlier version, there was also like there's also a scene where the evil organization leader like fucking burns 2 old people alive, and it's like, that's so fucking goofy, dude. God, that's so cringe. Like, I'm glad they toned that down. I still think Pokemon, like, people think darkness in games is like, it's murder, it's death, it's bloodshed, it's ooh, dark, ooh, we have to have Pokemon AIDS, like fucking Deoxys AIDS. Ooh, that's so dark, guys. Look how dark we are. Take us seriously, please. Yeah, no, it's... Don't mind me, just doing a little bit of looting. Ooh, look at this area. What's this? Large ventilation fan. Don't mind if I do. I hope they give you the ability to build up something like this eventually. Then later, yeah, Like, that's a great example to me of, like, bad writing. Of, like, overcompensating for your lack of ability to write a proper story with, like, actual emotional depth. Because this game is dark. The idea of a Pokemon apocalypse hitting the entire world and all of humanity potentially being, like, deadzo is fucked. Let's see. This is one of the best so the Dragonite Isle is like one of the best late game isles, specifically because it lets you get Pokemetal. And like one of it's just, it comes off as try hard and edgelord. Like there's a fine line between dark and edgelord. I don't know. I think that's I think that to me is like the issue of like, I think for me, the problem is that Pokemon has such a whimsical established tone that when you try to go too far away from it and like up front and you put too much up front that is just like dark or like grim, I would say that like it loses a lot of it. Like I think a lot about like there's this one game, Pokemon game, that I don't remember. I think it's called Unbreakable Ties. I saw a clip of it where like there's a character that gets executed via beheading in that fucking thing, and they actually straight up show the beheading, and I'm like, that's fucking stupid. That's stupid. I like 5 minutes ago you were catching a Pikachu in this fucking game, and now you're watching a person get beheaded. Pixel graphic beheading. It's like that's comical. It's not like, I think that a lot of fan game creators have this idea that they want their game to be like, we're not like other Pokemon games. Whoa, we're a serious story. Because they lack reading comprehension skills and they play Pokemon games and they go, wow, this is such a children's game. And they ignore things of like, oh, hey, in Oraz, all of Hoenn is like dependent on the life energy of Pokemon. Hoenn is like, Neo energy in Hoenn is straight up just the life energy of Pokemon. And that's dark. That's kind of fucked up. That the entire Hoenn region is reliant on the life and has like practically credits its massive advancement to dead Pokemon essentially. And then like they have like a really good environmental storytelling in Oraz with the sunken ship, where you go in there and there is like a bunch of research notes and everything about how basically they were doing a bunch of research to develop this new source of energy, right? And it resulted in a bunch of problems happening and the implication that a bunch of Pokemon like died. And then if you take a what is it called, an odd keystone to the bottom of this sunken ship, it will summon a Spiritomb. Your local puppy Pokemon Spotlight, 2 Fido siblings form a strong bond with the owner of Messagoza's most popular bakery. You won't make sense. Oh, okay. I love the idea of like Pokemon, like I love the idea of Pokemon TV just being a thing in the world. I feel like that's also something that Pokemon could really expand on. What does daytime television actually look like in the Pokemon world? I want like actual that's something I want. I would love for them to make a bunch of like fake daytime television things. There's a lot of potential to like build within the world and write within the world that I feel like Pokemon just doesn't take advantage of. New TV show for kids, Zoology. I've said for years, but yeah, I just think people don't get that Pokemon isn't outwardly dark. It's not outwardly dark. That's why it's so interesting to dig. Like, the thing that makes dark themes in games satisfying is that you dig for them. You look beneath the layers, and you look at, like, stories of you find stories of loss, stories of despair, stories of, like, death and tragedy buried beneath all these themes of, like, silly haha Pikachu Pokemon catching, and it just adds another level of depth to the story. Like, I think it was, like, Gen 6. In Gen 6, I believe there was there's, like, a Pokemon character that you can trade any Pokemon to, right? Because this guy's just lonely, and he's old guy, and he's lonely, and you can just give him any Pokemon you want. And then you can come back later in the game, and the Pokemon you traded to him is just sitting on the floor in a Pokeball, along with a letter that's like, thank you for giving me this Pokemon, and it turns out he's passed away. It's like, that's sad. That's I wouldn't say that's dark, more like tragic. But still, like, that's an example of really good environmental of good storytelling that I think a lot of Pokemon games fail on. Or Pokemon fan games fail with. Because they played Shoot Pikachu in the Face simulators. Shoot Pikachu in the Face simulators on Newgrounds, and they never mentally matured past it. Right? There's only so much you can really do. Oh, I already have this. Yeah. Was there only one cave on this entire island? They just want to have Pokemon be brooding and bloody. It's just kind of silly. Yeah, it's comical. It's not like they want, ooh, look at our dark Pokemon game. And it's like, this is silly. This isn't dark at all. This is comical. Oh, I just noticed that, like, giant trash heap. There is a genuinely good reason to tear these down. Oh, that's actually... I needed a bookcase. I was trying not to take it. Yeah, it's just... A lot of fan games operate on a fundamental misunderstanding of the medium that they are writing in, of the franchise they are writing within. And it comes off as, like, really try hard and misunderstanding the source material. Look at all this shit. Jesus. I'm never going to take seriously a story about them killing people. Yeah. I'll never take... Pokemon Reminiscence is, like, I think, to me, the gold standard of Pokemon, of how to write sad things happening in a Pokemon fan game and still have me go, oh, instead of, ha, 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 oh, man, that's so fucking funny. Like, spoilers for Pokemon Reminiscence, but, like, the scene where the main character loses his partner Pokemon is, like, actually really tragic. It's sad. And it actually, because it, like, that's a story in a world where, like, it's kind of like an impending apocalypse sort of happening in that world, but it's handled with a level of, like, seriousness and depth. It's handled with a level of tact that I think a lot of Pokemon fan games don't handle anything with. Fail to handle things with, right? And I think that's, like, I think that the ability to write dark themes or just, like, put stuff in your game and having it be in the background to discover is something that I think a lot of writers fail at. You don't need to be, like, putting that up front and center. And I'm glad the Pokemon Unbound writers eventually toned that shit down and were like, yeah, no, this is actually goofy as hell. We should, like, tone this down. Because even though they had a level of self-awareness about it, where they're like, yeah, no, this story is going to be edgy, guys, just letting you know, haha. I still looked at that and was like, this is, like, not good. Also, like, a lot of other Unbound's other storytelling stuff is just bad as well. Remember the triple agent? Guys, he's secretly... The Dark-type gym leader was secretly a triple agent. Guys, you don't understand. And I'm just like, that's stupid. That's really fucking stupid, actually. Wow. Like, that's straight up just a Deus Ex Machina. Congrats. You wrote yourselves into a corner. I also think that the over-reliance on legendary Pokemon, throwing legendary Pokemon into the world and, like, having you constantly be fighting them is annoying in a lot of Pokemon fan games. Like, legendary Pokemon are called legendary Pokemon for a reason. And I think just, like, thrusting them willy-nilly into the story and just, like, having you fight... No, we're gonna have you fight the entire legendary... all 3 legendary dogs at once, or I think that's what they had you fight in that one sequence. Yeah, your dad is friends with Arceus, but also he's a majorly immoral and unethical scientist that fuses human beings with Pokemon. Your dad is literally friends with Pokegod. Right? And somehow Pokegod was just like, yeah, man, do these fucking weird-ass experiments. Your dad was friends with the Pokemon God, and he got set on fire and killed. Yeah, it's like your dad is like a legendary hero, and he dies in the most comically anticlimactic way ever. It's really bad. That's a plot hole. Oh, is it really a fucking plot? Is his death a plot hole? How is that a plot hole? Explain. Arceus revives you. So... yeah, he could revive our dad. Why is our dad dying suddenly? Like... why couldn't they bring back his dad? I don't think that's a plot hole as much as it is just a misunderstanding. Or like a failure of writing. Or a failure to write competent. A failure, like incompetent writing. Like you make your dad best friends with a Pokemon God that can literally revive the dead. And you're just like, oh yeah, no. And then your dad dies and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to help you, dad. Fuck that guy. Unless Arceus, like, they should have had a part in the story where Arceus looks at him and goes, nah, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? No, I'm not reviving your ass. No, you stay dead. If they had one scene where they just had it be like, no, you're going to stay dead, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck you thought was going to happen, but I'm not bringing your ass back. You fucked that up yourself, bro. I will say right now, this event is the event that they're having with Hoppip or whatever is a bit underwhelming. There's just like, I actually am really excited because like Team Fiona or whatever they're called. Yeah, that also invalidates the other guys trying to revive their kids through the experiments. Yeah. It's a messy story. It's a very, very messy story that is not properly handled and, like, not well written. I think having the entire plot go off the rails in the after, I believe it was the 4th gym where things just suddenly go off the rails and everything gets crazy. It's just, like, I think that's a failure of writing. That's a weird way to write that story. To the point where, like, I'm doing this entire side quest thing, and I really would like to get back to the story, please. To doing the gyms. Alright. Is there more over here? It's just... Like, I think a lot of Pokemon fan games that are hailed as these, like Pokemon Unbound largely was hailed the way it was because it had all these different Pokemon in it and all these different Pokemon mechanics. But, like, that's not even special anymore. Like, every other Pokemon game, the fan ROM hack that comes out nowadays has Gen 1 through 8 Pokemon, Dynamaxing, Mega Evolution, and all these other things. Like, they literally make plugins nowadays for you to just pop into a ROM hack to get all these features put into the game. Remember the one of the gym leaders, this guy smoking pot that has to run away from the police? I think that's part of where they were like, that's also like the tonal like dissonance part of it. It's like they wanted to have a comedic edge. They wanted to have like a comedic level to it, and then it's just like, no, that's just weird. Like, do you want to be Pokemon Clover, or do you want to be Pokemon... And Pokemon Clover is like more like, not like... I wouldn't say it's just comedic. I would say it's also edgy. Like, do you want to be a goofy game, or do you want to be like a serious game with a serious story? Anyone dead yet? No, not that I'm aware of. Why? Alright, we should be close to, like, the build finishing. Isn't that, like, the guy smoking pot, the first gym leader of the game? Yeah, I think he is. There we go. Alright. Perfect. God, I have so much fucking garbage. Holy shit. There has to be an easier way to just throw everything away. What do you fucking want, Hitmonchan? Jesus Christ. Thanks, I guess. 3 small logs. Wow, whatever would I do without you, Hitmonchan? Thank you. God, I'd be a lost soul if you didn't come in to save me. Like, I think, like, every ROM hack wants to sit there and load their game up with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon. And every single possible mechanic, and it's like, what value is this when the game itself is incomplete? That's cool, man. Your game, you haven't even debbed past the 5th gym in the game, yet you've decided to include 1,000 Pokemon in it. Maybe you're not focusing. Maybe focus on include adding more Pokemon as you dev the game. I don't think a Pokemon game, like, that's one problem I think Dexit actually created, intentionally or otherwise. You don't need every Pokemon. That's like such a weird... That's like... I don't know why it's so hard for people to recognize that. Like, you don't need every Pokemon. Why is that so hard to recognize? Like, having a game with 1,000 Pokemon in it would be fucking bloated. Imagine trying to play Pokopia and having to make a habitats for 1,000 different Pokemon. That would be fucking obnoxious. It would quickly wear out its welcome. Like, most games don't need 1,000 Pokemon in it. You only need 3. That's correct. You need 3. You need Gardevoir to appeal to the Gooners. You need fucking Typhlosion so that people can make haha funny Typhlosion memes. And then you need Mr. Mime. Haha 69. Let's see, what else can I drop off here? Don't need that, don't need that. Lopunny, Gardevoir, and Lucario. Exactly. They should have Lopunny, Gardevoir, and Lucario, except have it be like, have Lopunny evolve into a normal dark type, so that there's, like, Fighting Steel, normal dark, and Fairy Psychic. or some shit. I don't know. What the fuck am I gonna do with a large ventilation fan? 3 cardboard boxes and a whiteboard. Oh, actually, I do think I need the whiteboard for something. And the bookcase. Okay. I think Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had 400 Pokemon in it, not including the ones from the DLC, and I still, it had, I think, almost 600 Pokemon in it, right? And I'm like, that's enough. That's fine. You don't need that. You don't need any more. You need, that's fine. Oh no, oh no, it doesn't have X Pokemon that nobody, fucking cares about except you. Oh, Gallade is here. Hey, look at that. Look at that, chat. We got Gallade. Too bad that guy got pissy and left earlier. Because he was mad I was reading lore and couldn't just mute the stream for 5 minutes. Okay, you won't say that they don't include Gardevoir, would you? I don't care. If they don't include Gardevoir, I don't care. I would argue that Gardevoir is a Pokemon that they rely on too much because they know that enough people like Gardevoir that they're going to force it into the game. As I see. What are you talking about? Are you projecting? You need to stop projecting. Uh-huh. Alright, man. Write your fanfiction, bro. Write your fanfiction, chat member. Write it. Don't forget to tag it properly on AO3 when you're done, alright? Okay, we got... There he is, Gallade. I actually think it's very strange that Gardevoir shows up in every fucking region. It's obvious that it's just, they do that because they want this Pokemon to show up all the time. Because it's a popular Pokemon, but why is Gardevoir everywhere? Unless the implication is that it's so popular, people are constantly importing Gardevoir to other regions where it doesn't belong. There we go. Alright, we're done with the game. We're not did the game, but we're done with the build. We gotta go get the final build, chat. The real reason is the real reason is 34. Unfortunately. That is the truth. Gardevoir sells games the way Pikachu sells games. There is a comedy to Gardevoir being pretty good in almost every game it's in. Except for maybe this might be the only game I've ever played where Gardevoir is just straight up not good. Kind of useless to have. Oh, it has the teleport function. Wow, I'm so excited. That's so cool. Here we are. There you are, bud. The Skylands Buildings 4 is all finished. You should definitely check it out while you're here. Let's see what we got here. Ready for the big reveal. Wow. The executive suite. What an incredible area. I look forward to never being able to do anything with it other than look at it and gawk. The Skyland Building 4th floor is complete. And the 5th floor, technically. The moment they release the life-side flush is the moment I know we reach some boundary. And also, I think the very few determine their purchase of a game depending on if their favorite Pokemon is in it. That's why I bring up Gardevoir. Oh, yeah. I had a lot of fun, too. Really has been quite a magnificent building. Well then, let's take a look inside. Didamoo? Oh no. What was that just now? This building, what is happening here? The heck's that voice I hear come from above? There's something very often happening in the sky. Oh shit. The Goatsy vortex. A Goatsy hole is opened up in the sky. Oh, no, no. Let me move the camera up more. You bastards. They know what I want to do. Now I'm too far away to see it. Hi, Metang. I wanted to take a selfie with the Goatsy hole. Actually, what if... Do I have any blocks? All this for a fucking selfie, man. You think I'm projecting a bit on it? You don't think people don't buy Pokemon games? Like, I'm sure it's not as prominent, and it's definitely not the main reason people would not buy a Pokemon game. I think a lot of the reasons people don't buy Pokemon games, like, I say this as if every Pokemon game doesn't sell a more billion copies. I think one of the big reasons why people might not buy a Pokemon game is because, like, Pokemon as a brand has, like, in the games department at least, has really faltered. Pokemon as a brand in the games department is just, like, fucking faltered. It's why I was like, there are people online that are getting pissed that Pokemon Winds and Waves has a 2027 release date, and they're like, oh, what am I... No, but I have to wait now? And it's like, isn't that what we fucking wanted? Isn't that what we wanted? Longer dev cycles? Why are people getting pissed about this? A little bit higher. There we go. Literally any... Go to literally any... Hold on. Can someone Photoshop... Is it possible to Photoshop the... Hold on, actually... Is it possible to Photoshop the Goatsy hands onto the Goatsy hole? Can someone Photoshop the Goatsy hands on that, please? It's possible, don't want it. Wow, okay. I see how it is. Damn. Anyway. Yeah, I've seen it in every single circle I've been in. No, don't grok it. Don't grok it. Don't grok the cock. There is a, like, genuine, there are people that are complaining. Even Pokemon fans that are, like, the most understanding people I've seen, Pokemon creators on TikTok are like, oh, I have to wait till 2027. Oh, man. It's like, are you guys kidding me? The release date being 2027 is what actually gave me hope this game might be fucking good. Like, I was, like, fully... If I saw October 2026, I was fully resigned to resigning myself to not buying it. Right? Pokemon Winds and Waves. Because I think it's one of the biggest problems that Pokemon actually has is just the insistence on a bi-yearly release schedule or whatever. Every 2 to 3 years, there needs to be a new mainline game. It also never gives the devs it never gives enough time for like spin-offs and shit. Here we go. That sure is a Master Ball. DA, the problem is it looked at better than the final version in Sun Shield that were glitchy and shitty messes. Oh yeah, nobody is denying that. So like I said, I'll say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. It's still going to be a let's wait and see. Like it's going to be a wait and see. I've told you guys, if I don't feel confident that Winds and Waves is going to be good, I'm going to tap out and not buy it. I already got Gallade. He's in the area. I'm finishing the story. This is more but a 3D open world, not JRPG takes a long time to develop. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh shit, it's a Master Ball. There he is. Hello, Mewtwo. Mew genius. Real muse of genius. There he is. Hello, Mewtwo. You're an odd ditto. Did you and your friends construct this building? We sure did. I see, I was concerned that humans might be using the power of their so-called science in unwise ways again. But to hear that this large building was erected by Pokemon is quite a surprise. What happened to the humans? I do not know. The last time I saw a human was in a city where rain no longer fell. I believe it was called Fuchsia City. They were putting up a peculiar building on a nearby beach. I think it's highly likely that they were plotting something nefarious. If you're curious about humans, I suggest you investigate around there. Although a great deal of time has passed, I can't be sure that the building still exists. I don't usually speak at such length. Perhaps this is a sign I've taken a liking to you. Not gonna lie, I'm no longer happy whenever I see Mewtwo. Its DNA is almost the same as Mew's, however its size and disposition are drastically different, and now the only way to get it... But the point being is that Pokemon fans complain it's all very facetious and several versus not the price of games, the base game content being cut for DLC or the glitchy shitty messes. Yeah. Thank you, Mewtwo. Trainer rank increased to Master. It's time I took my leave. Perhaps we shall meet again somewhere on a dream island. Let me finish this up and then I'll go find Gallade. Wow. What did you find on the roof? Please come here and tell us what you learned. A message from your Pokedex. Wow. A new recipe. Knitting supplies. That's useful. Mewtwo feels like it's kind of used in the same way that Charizard is used in games, where like you sit there, you just point, and you go, "Oh!" Like you fucking Wojak at the screen whenever you see Mewtwo. You're supposed to Wojak or something in the same way that you're supposed to Wojak when you see Charizard. And it's like, we get it. That's super cool, man. How about Celebi though? Can I get Celebi? Can I get a legitimate version of Celebi that also can be shiny, please? Because like Mewtwo is cool and all, but what about Celebi? What about Jirachi? Can I have a consistent and guaranteed way to get Jirachi? There he is. Wow, what's up, Gallade? Hello. How's your comfort level, bud? You want relaxation? Mewtwo is like bread on an Italian's table now. It's kind of stock standard. I remember when they put like Pokemon Legends ZA being like, by the way, we had a Pokemon Legends ZA having a DLC or a event that was literally just like, by the way, Team Flare had a Mewtwo just in storage. It's just like, what the fuck do you mean Team Flare had a Mewtwo? What do you fucking mean? Team Flare had a fucking Mewtwo. They had a Mewtwo this whole fucking time? And it was just sitting in storage, and they weren't able to... They wanted to use it? Do they go on sale often? Actually, unironically, yes. It seems that was my point of, like... What is this, a legendary bargain bin? It's a legendary bargain sale! Straight, I feel like I'm Vegeta-ing out. Widow speaking. I Widow peek like crazy, like Vegeta, whenever I see, like, There we go. Buy an evil layer and you get a free Mewtwo. Exactly. Wow, follow me, bud. Ah, Sutopolis City. One of my favorite themes in Pokemon. Where's Polyrath? Is he following properly? One actual criticism I have is that, damn, Pokemon take fucking forever to follow you. Holy shit. And their pathing can be really bad. DLC for this game is all guaranteed thanks to the leaks. Oh, sure. That criticism is so funny, the 7.8 out of 10 too much water bit, because that wasn't even the base criticism at all. That was an editor's note put in by the editor and not the original person who made the complaint. To which the actual complaint was that despite all of the water, I believe the complaint was that there wasn't enough water Pokemon to offset the amount of water, so you kept constantly running into Tentacools and shit. And it's like, that's a valid criticism, actually. Wow. Where am I fucking going here? Where's this fucking area? Oh, it's on the other side, right? I'm going all the way around for the wrong place. There we go. Wait. Gotta take the elevator. There we go. Oh, the elevator is moving? Okay. I think the complaint was that despite all the water, there weren't enough water Pokemon, and so you ended up getting a bunch of, like, Tentacool and shit, and, like, Wingull and shit. Like, many of the... And that's actually a criticism I do agree with. Like, one of the big problems I had was, like, diving as a mechanic was really fucking cool. Was, like, so genuinely cool, but then, like, there's, like, what, 2 unique Pokemon you can find underwater? 3 if you count Chinchou. And, like, who is counting Chinchou? There's, like, what, Relicanth, Clamperl, and Chinchou are the 3 unique Pokemon you can find underwater. That you can only find underwater. And I don't even think Clamperl is unique to underwater. I can't remember off the top of my head. And it's just like, wow, all this whole mechanic for a bunch of empty areas that have, like, barely anything. Dive is more to find items and secret bases. Yeah, and I feel like even at that, it doesn't do a very good job. Yeah, move back into the dojo, bud. There you go. Okay. I say this as a guy who says Gen 3 is his favorite generation. Like, Gen 3 is my favorite games. Like... Like, it's one of my absolute favorite generations, and I still think, yeah, it has problems, the same way that every generation has its problems. No generation is perfect. Thought you said Gen 5 was my favorite. I think I've done some more ruminating on that, and I feel like Gen 3 is a bit higher, largely because I grew up with Gen 3. Gen 5 I love. I think it's my second favorite, just because of how good, like, the jump in graphical quality that I experienced from Gen 3 to Gen 5, like, growing up. Man, that was good. I can't believe Incredible Pokemon like that came all this way to celebrate its complete in the building. Oh my, were they terribly good looking? Tell us, did Mewtwo say anything about the humans? They don't know what happened to the humans. Hell, really, that's unfortunate, but you seem like you two are taking for quite a while. Are you certain they didn't tell you anything about the humans? Really try to remember. I played Sapphire, and then I played Emerald. I tried playing Ruby, and I think I got into, like, Route 3, saw a C-Dot, and was like, no. No, enough of this. Stop this. That's not Lotad. What the fuck is this shit, right? The fuck is... There's Ho-Oh. I actually think... I distinctly remember seeing C-Dot and be like, this sucks. This is bullshit. Where the fuck is my Ralts? Or not Ralts. Where the fuck is my, Where the fuck is my Lotad? It's kind of like when I was given the money, Nuzleaf and Shiftry. Too bad they suck. Especially in Gen 3, when it's a physical emphasis mixed attacker that has two typings that are both special. Like, on a design level, they're pretty cool, but, like, for me personally, part of it is also, like, how good are they? Are they good? The answer is no. Even in, like, the problem, like, in modern games, they're not good. I've done playthroughs with a Shedinja on my team. Well, Shedinja is circumstantially very good. Shedinja can literally be a, like, game changer of a Pokemon. Oh, Didamu, I have a favorite ask. There are a great deal more Pokemon in this town. Yes, get me to level 5, yes. Would it matter if it's good or not? I mean, for me, yeah, kind of. If I'm gonna use it in my fucking playthrough. Like, I picked, when I was given the money to buy either Fire Red or Leaf Green, I bought Fire Red because Arcanine. And this applies to other towns, but if you prove blah, 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 make lists now. Yeah, there we go. Already completed this. I already completed this. Now we're gonna go complete the story. Yay, I got a Game Boy. Yay. That is, you need that. Ah, it takes me back. Professor Tangrowth is from the Game Boy era. That's concerning. Look at him. Stop looking up Gardevoir porn. Delayed. That's not okay. Hold on, I have an idea. Look at this bro. What is he doing? Bro. Oh yeah. Bitch got Bug Yowie. Axe you ass. My favorite fucking face to use with these stupid fucking selfies. These stupid selfies are so fun to do. It's such a dumb face. Okay. It's so easy to kill Shedinja. Yeah, if you have one Pokemon with a correct move. What is it? Like fire, bug, dark, ghost? Fire, rock, and somewhat fire, rock, flying, I think. I can't remember if dark or ghost is weak. If it's weak to dark or ghost, because it does have the bug typing. And bug type technically does resist. Bug is super effective against psychic. And I believe it's also fire, rock, flying, ghost. Okay. I would love it if they just gave Shedinja a second. They should give Shedinja and Ninjask a second evolution each. An evolution each. Need 2 of these. For reasons. I want Shedinja to just be, like, faster. They should give Shedinja 2 HP. Give it an ability that is Wonder Guard plus immunity to hazards. Immunity to weather and hazards. Be like, fuck you, you can't sandstorm this thing to death. It's here. No, they should give it an ability that is Wonder Guard with immunity to hazards. And then it can put on the weather goggles and become immunity to weather effects. The goggles and become immune to weather effects. And then you can only hit it with super effective moves. And then it might be a little bit okay. Might be halfway decent. There we go. We're going to submit this. Way to go. You made it all the way through part 7 of the Team Initiation Challenge. These things are definitely necessities no matter where you are. I've got a link cable for the Game Boy system, so let's battle when you join the team. Anyway, here's your reward for that mission. The Volcano-y badge. That badge will let you, I'm starting to run out of ideas. When you got that badge, you can eat spicier food or something. Anyway, what's really important is the next mission, because also the last one, part 8. Your cherished photo. Your last task is to take a photo. You just need one photo and bring it here, but not just any photo. Imagine one you had to leave. Imagine you had to leave all your friends and move somewhere really far away. Take the kind of photo you'd want to bring it with you when you go. Maybe if it's your favorite scenery, your closest friends, you can be in the photo yourself if you want. Anyway, just bring one photo like that. This is your final mission. Send this to space. Send it. My most cherished photo, reminding Magmar his purpose. There it is. Crackle. You're satisfied with your photo, right? Yes, you finally finished the entire Team Initiation Challenge. Congratulations, here's your final reward. Earth Badge. You've completed the Team Initiation Challenge. Is that even the Earth Badge? Alright, with that, you've now truly one of us. This calls for a celebration and welcome party. We'll provide the food and decoration. Sorry to ask this, could you prepare some party poppers? Wondering why the part or your job? Come on, don't sweat the small stuff. It won't really, yeah, okay. Yeah, give me the party poppers. Yeah, I've got the party poppers. This is it, chat. The delivery hatch is completely full. You weren't able to deliver the party poppers. Hello, Dynamo. Hello, Mario. I just couldn't get this building off my mind, so I came to investigate a bit more. How goes it? Did you learn anything about the building? No. Oh, the party poppers won't fit. Oh, ho, ho, Didamu. Party poppers are no good if you just shut them away. Let me show you how to use them. Here, watch this. First, you grab this string tight to get ready. Come on, you do it too. Yes, just like that. All right, now let's pull the strings. Ready, set. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Crackle. Emergency. Emergency. We may be under attack. What's happening? Did I do something wrong? There. Hush now. Initiating emergency evacuation protocol. 3, 2, 1, 0. Blast off! Oh, shit. And it's a rocket. This whole time you were feeding stuff into a rocket. I love the look on Tangrowth's face. Whoa. Rocket. Team Rocket. Team R, Team Rocket, that's what that is. Everybody in every area is just looking around at the big machine. Also, that is not big enough to be seen this far away. Team Penis, really, honestly. Yep. There's Dragonite. I love the little pose Dragonite makes right there. That's a good pose. What? That whole building just flew away. I don't suppose I did something I shouldn't have. But you know, this is just one more surprise. I've witnessed wonder after wonder since I first met you. You've made houses just like the humans did and brightened up a whole town with electricity. You held a party for everyone and started up a huge machine. Thanks to you, we Pokemon have gotten pretty skilled at acting more like humans. But to think a building as big as that could fly up that high in the sky, humans really can do incredible things. Do you suppose there's any chance that humans are seeing that building out there somewhere? Probably not. They're probably all dead. It's at least been 100 years since this whole event took place. There it is. Shigeru or Mori. There, we hit credits, chat. I love this. Oh, this is a cute track. So, I'll give my final thoughts on the game. I'm not even done with the game, so like, you know, there's more that can be had here. But for hitting credits, I will give my final thoughts. Wow. Great game. I can see why it sells so well. I can see why everybody is loving it. Not worth $70. $60? Sure. Every area in the game, it feels like it's weird. Because on one hand, I like that every area is not extremely oversized. But also, it just kind of feels like there's not enough in each area. That keeps things interesting. Now, part of my review is also, like, I banged this out in, like, a week. I beat this in a week and just, like, hyper-focused on this so fucking hard that the game... Has the game even been out for a week? No, I don't think it has. Like, wow. So this is Game of the Year? Not any, like, we'll have to see what else comes out, but, like, hitting the end of that and seeing the Sky Island place, like, 4 areas does not feel big enough, right? 4 to 5 areas. I know you've said that once it hits, that they're gonna more than likely be doing a sequel. I would like to see the sequel expand on it with more than just 5 areas. I would like 6 or 7 to 8 areas. Give me 1 area for every badge in the game, right? Give me a badge for an area for each badge. 8 areas. They don't have, like... You say that, but Builders 2 is also that number. I think having, like, the thing about Builders 2 is I think it's... I don't, like, I have to... I might just go replay it on my own, off stream. Like, just do my own playthrough of it. But, like... I think a big part of Builders was... I'd like to see a, like, between Builders 2 and Pokopia. Even if they're gonna go back, just keep including 5 areas, I would like them to have a bit more in each area. I want to sit there and I want to say that 300 Pokemon I think is a really good number. I would say... Because, like... I've only hit maybe 200 Pokemon in the Pokedex. I still have 100 more and I've hit the credits. That's a lot of Pokemon to now, like, literally the rest of my time with this game is going to be solely dedicated to hunting for Pokemon. And a lot of that is going to be, like, just crafting very hyper-specific things and hunting for hyper-specific things. What is going on here? Was there anybody even in the rocket? No, of course not. Oh, shit. What? Oh, there's a human. Oh my god. That's a plushie. Wait, shit. So they might not all be extinct. Just a very large number of them might be dead. Ah, this music. It's getting me chills. He's gonna see the photo. Whoa. He just sees the photo of Ditto and Magmar behind the cages. That's so fucking funny. It's the photo pops out and it's just like a smug Ditto with a Magmar in a cage. That's its most cherished photo. Hilarious ending. Unintentionally hilarious. Anyway, I think it's a really good game. Humans discover Pokemon reinvented. Yeah. Wow. Nice dark photo there. Why did the darkness... Oh, it's because I've been tapped out for so long. Like, I think that this is a very, very, very good game. I'd like to see it scaled up a bit in the future if they make a few... Or if in the DLC, I'd like for larger areas. Especially because if they do a DLC, it's going to be like $30. And I'm going to have to really see interest in this for me to, like, actually go through and play it. I might not even come back for the DLC. I might do one more stream just to clean stuff up. Do, like, one cleanup stream or something. But, like, as far as I'm concerned, this is practically the end for me. There's still one more area. There's still Pallet Town I can go to and do stuff at. Hello, Mewtwo. That's sure. Yep. Wow. This game felt very large in scope when you first start playing it, but as you go through each and every area and you continue playing it, it's like it doesn't feel like. That's good shit. That got me. Oh, that's great. Last photo of the game. The last photo it shows you is the most cherished photo you have, and it's just me with Magmar in a cage. Very high quality. Great game. You picked up a tablet. Assuming someone actually does complete my mission for me by getting food and furniture all stockpiled up, what should I do if they actually want to join the organization? I don't know if any super serious do-gooders would want to join Team R, but if they do ask to join, I guess we could let them. Why not? I bet everybody'd be real surprised if they found out Team R built a rocket to evacuate in outer space all by ourselves. We even have more than enough fuel to make it back to the planet easily after the environment's calmed down a bit. The boss's plan is absolutely perfect. The boss says that the scale of the plan is to get all humans into outer space at once is just too large. He said that if anything goes seriously wrong, the others might not have enough fuel to get back. Maybe we could share some of our extra fuel with them if that happens. Then maybe people think, oh, Team R is actually so nice, so we get more people wanting to join up. Either way, I bet we could make a bunch of money from it when it all comes. Humans really could do the most incredible things. They didn't just build a big building like that. They even made it fly up into the sky. Rebecca's hint may have blasted off and flown away, but as I watched it go, I couldn't help but think somewhere, somehow humans will see that building. I'm sure of it, and then they'll come back here. I truly believe that. So until that day arrives, let's work together with the other Pokemon here to make it even nicer places to live. So those humans will be gobsmacked to see what they're coming home to. Let's keep it up, Ditto Moo. Team Rocket. Hey, maybe this can turn into money somehow. Yeah, exactly. And now we're back in the game. And what's going on here? Oh, this place. This is the open sky, the fresh air, the Pokemon. It has been a time since I saw them all. Hello, will you be a friend of mine? Let's talk together. The electromagnetic waves emitted by the units to the side of its head expel anti-gravity, which allows Pokemon to float. Hello, there's a big building above here. Why is it gone? If I flew into the sky, it's difficult to believe. Incredible, those humans were making a thing of that amazement. I now understand. Those humans? What humans? There are many humans. They looked sketchy. They did things around the building. One day they disappeared. I went outside to investigate, but I was unable to exit. I could not exit. I had no things to do, so I slept. How long did I sleep? I do not know. When I woke, I was here. When the building flew away, maybe I fell out. The building was a comfortable space for sleeping. I would have been a good home. This is unfortunate. I can build. Let me make it up to you. You can make a home that is like the building. Is it a possibility? I would like a large amount. Something like this. Please make it. Oh no, my main issue that platform games are typically combat. Oh, fuck off. Gotta build a whole fucking area for it. Great. I count on you. Wow, I sure do hope this stuff is just in the area. Yeah, Team Rocket Space. Look at that. Please tell me there's at least one good building in here. My main issue is that for Pokemon, half of the games are typically combat. I know you say you don't need combat. A lot of this world goes against so much of Pokemon's nature, which is to be animalistic and even fight. You say that, well, I mean, it's valid criticism, but also there is, like, very clearly parts of this that are, like, I get it, but I don't think every Pokemon has to have fighting in it. What am I looking for? What's the habitat I'm trying to build here? Fuck, where is it? How annoying. Is it even... There it is. I need oil drum, light, street light, metal drum, jumble cords, control unit. Okay, I know where to get those. Street light. There's 2 out of 4 of them. Not every game, but in a game about exploring and building like this, this environment would bring conflict. I don't know how the mechanics could really be used to create, like, combat scenarios. Like, I don't know if I want Pokopia Dark Souls or whatever, or combat Pokopia. I think this is clearly meant to be more like Animal Crossing. I think one complaint I do have is builds taking an entire day to complete. I find that to be annoying. Like, some of these builds do not need to be taking an entire day. I also think that for... I don't know the full scope of this game, or what I would want from a sequel. I think instead of Johto, I would want Sinnoh. You mean you don't think they can't just drop into an arena to fight like every Pokemon game? Right, but like, how would they implement the mechanics? I think there's a difference between doing things and considering whether or not the things you want to do will even fit. I don't know if I'd want in a future game. People are going to complain if they make Sinnoh, if they do Sinnoh. And Johto, people are going to be like, let's go Johto. Where's my Johto remake? Why are you giving us Pokopia Johto? We'll see. But you also, like, I can imagine a system in which there are specific areas. Because, like, people have already been saying this, but, like, let's see. Ditto right now would be an excellent Smash character. Like, people have said that Ditto would be an amazing Smash character. There we go. That should be all I need. I think that, like, if you had a... I think if you handled it, like, the way that, I think what could work is if you handled it in a way like Pokepark 2 handled it, where you have specific moves, and those moves can be done. Like, those moves can have specific context in and out of a fight, right? Like, I could imagine a situation in which, like, you have a similar system to this. I can imagine, like, Leafage, if you used Leafage or Cut, it could be used in a almost a fighting context, I guess you could say. The... And there we go. You've restored a fancy storage habitat. There we go. There you go, Magnemite. There's your fucking habitat. Now give me my special ability. Oh, Ditto, do you have an interest in Magnet Rise? Yes, I'll let you float around. Yes, the most insanely broken ability in the game. Here he is. Hooray. Wow, Ditto, your floating is skillful. You must continue to practice. You will master Magnet Rise. Magnet Rise lets you move while you hover in air. You can float up and down by pressing L or R while using this move. Select an item and your press A to spit it out. For certain items, you can adjust the number of items you spit out at once by pressing up, and then redirect where you spit them out by pressing down. If you press R, you can enter replacement mode, which allows you to swap what you want to spit out with what's on the ground. You can break what's in front of you with Y. The broken item will then be stored in your bag. If you press and hold the button to break something, you will store it in your body so you spit it out whole. The cheeks are a nice detail. Also, its PP usage is negligible. So, you can do that, right? You can do that. You can just replace blocks as they exist. You can place 9 blocks at a time and change orientation, chat, and replace them and replace other blocks with them. So this is literally just a congratulations for beating the game, go build shit type of build, right? This actually will simplify every single possible the painter mechanic from builders. Basically, yeah. Ah, very cool. This also makes finding things way easier. Literally the most broken transformation in the game. So they lock this behind post story? Yeah. It makes sense for what it is. There's one more area I can go take care of. So this is Cycling Road, right? That's what this is, obviously. And this is what makes this so fucked to me. It takes you to Pallet Town. Like, how does... The world is so fucked and broken that Cycling Road will take you from... Instead of going to Celadon, it takes you to Pallet Town. Insane. Actually insane. Alright, now we actually have to finish playing this. We have to start this story. Oh, there's a Pokemon here. What this place actually is and why they called it Pallet Town. Oh, Vikavolt. Hey, guy. Hey, buddy. What's up? Give you a big zap. No reaction? None? Got a shock for you. Could shock you, huh? Incredible. So this area is actually straight up just meant to be a sandbox that you can just like tear down and rebuild as you want. Any information about this town. This is Pallet Town. This land belongs to no one but you. You can freely alter the landscape, build houses, and otherwise customize it as you see fit. Please choose a name for the town. You can enter the name. Chat. Guys, I went to Yorktown and everybody knew your name. Yorktown. No. Goatsy Land? No. No, we gotta really take this seriously, chat. What are we gonna name this? What are we gotta have a serious name for us, New York. Thank you. Thank you. New York City. There we go. New York City? Yes. Name registered. Special challenges have been prepared to help you develop your town. There are generous prizes. Yep. Afternoon tea set. New York City. New challenges are available. Vikings did actually call Jork. I think I'm gonna actually keep... Oh, cool, I can just keep a Game Boy, yeah. It's old, but it still seems to start up, which is a reference to the fact that Game Boys can survive wars. Hey, I'm Jorkin here. Huh, Pokemon? A Pokemon. Eevee. What's up? Well, I was hanging out with my friends, but then when I woke up, I was all by myself. I've looked everywhere around here. I really have, but I can't find any of them. It's kind of fucked that putting Pokemon in like that, machine, put them in stasis. Where'd everyone go? I'll help you look. You're gonna help me? Who are you looking for exactly? All the evolutions, obviously. Oh, I never really loved... Oh, once a day, no, you're never gonna have sons. So many. In a spot, times try taking on a special challenge. If you can complete something I can use to make a new Pokemon habit. Trade. These islands still have the stories to pursue. They are vast and undeveloped. You can build them as you see fit. You can also invite others to play to help you develop an island or go visit a dream island together. You can also bring Pokemon from other towns about them. There's some Pokemon you can only find there. Work together, yep. New York. Yorkshire. That's my favorite area in Lord of the Rings, the Yorkshire. So one of the actual interesting things you can do in this area is, if I could pull this out, there are 3 areas you can build. You can build the abandoned power plant, the altar of flame, and the freezing chambers. The problem with these areas is that they're fucking massive. And I mean, like, the largest builds in the game. Jesus fucking Christ. And you need to actually build out proper spots for them. And once you do, you get you can get fun things like what did I just get from this? Alright, I mean, I already know the screen already is compatible. I'm gonna buy it right now. Hell yeah. I think if I put this afternoon tea set with a garden chair and a... I think if I put these two together, I'll get something... There we go. This will get us one of the evolutions. Evolutions. Espion. New York City. Oh, it's this fucking thing. You exist. Squovit, yeah, I remember you. You exist. I totally knew what your name was. I should build another house. $80 blocks of that, and then we'll get soft carpeting, maybe. Trying to see what would work here. Cyber Age Stone. And we'll just go with quote. All right. There we go. We'll put that at... Shh. No, shut up. Wow. He just walks away. Yeah, it's 2 by 2 by 2. It's 6. It's 6. 2 by 2 by 2. I took measurements. Let's see. Now the real question is, I think for now, what am I? There we go. We'll make pillars. I'm sorry I'm able to estimate things. I'm sorry I'm able to estimate builds better than you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm better at just, you know, making builds. Sorry about that, man. Actually, I'm just gonna do it the same. Fuck it. I'll make better houses for the evolutions when their time comes. There we go. Make a shitty door. For now, we'll just... I think I'm gonna make, like, dedicated big houses for all the evolutions to live in. I'm gonna need to get more lumber, too. Shit. And then a simple bed. What do you fucking want? What do you... What? Yeah. Yeah, I did do it. I'm so cool. They don't need to be anything more. This is literally just the basic simple shit. This is literally just temp housing to ensure that I can get to a point where I don't need to be worrying about this anymore. Like, Gigavolt, come with me. No roofs. Some Pokemon do not want roofs. That is actually something you find out very quickly. They want, if you see a Pokemon with like that prefers bright habitats, you do not want to put a roof on that house because then it'll turn into a dark habitat. They'll be upset and sad. You do not want sad Pokemans. Yeah, move in here. Move in here. Do it. Live here, asshole. Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. Different kinds of flowers in bloom. Obtain different kinds of flower seeds and grow them. Okay, these are things that you use for, So now we gotta make concrete roads. We gotta make concrete, chat. We need more concrete. Let's see. New York City is going to have a concrete road. Let's put... Let's put you right here. There. We can take all this, all that shit. Put all that away. A lot of this shit doesn't even need to exist in here. This is where I'll just put a bunch of random stuff that doesn't matter. As for this, though... Oh, I can actually move those. Okay. What? Why did I do that? Only that much destroyed. Eat that. There we go. Yes. Actually. So, like, the first big issue that we need to do is that we need to, like, I've already kind of gotten a certain, like, some things set up. So here, I'll give you an example of what I've gotten set up. That used to be way higher. I've terraformed the shit out of that area, right? This used to have an altar on it. Like, as you can see here, I've kind of terraformed the actual ever-loving shit out of this area. To the point that there are still blocks here that haven't been erased and removed, right? This is where I'm going to put the altar of fire, right? So, this terraformed area right here is where I'm going to put the abandoned power plant. Unless I decide to put it up higher, like, on the mountain over here. I think I might actually put it on the mountain. It just depends on how much, like, space I have. Like, this area, I might put it here. And just level this place out and put it here. Because this, I might just destroy all this. Put it down there. As for the altar, as for the freezing chamber, I'm going to put it right down there. Where you see this flat leveled out place over here. No mountain shrine. The mountain shrine is kind of a suggestion of where you should be putting these. Except for this one. This is a horrible place to put the freezing chambers. Like, there's just nowhere, there's no space to put it. It kind of wants you to put it on the beach. Theoretically speaking, you could also, like, put them anywhere in the world. You don't actually have to put them here, but this, because of the way Pallet Town is, it's probably best to do it here. I might even invite, like, we might do a stream where I invite some friends over and we come together and we build something. Build some stuff over here. Espeon! By reading air currents, you can predict things such as weather. Okay, very cool. Gather. I'm also going to put down a community box. I've been meaning to put one of these down. Let's see, where did I put that? Oh, I have 2. Community boxes are useful for, if you put stuff in here, Pokemon that have relevant abilities can just use them. So, if I put 25 of those in there, and then I put, let's say, 99 of those, then I put all of this in here, right? Any Pokemon that has the recycle ability is going to automatically start recycling these, and Pokemon that have the cutting ability are automatically going to start cutting those. I think I might actually have to leave them in there or bring people over. Like, for example, watch. Yep. I'm also going to bring over... I'm going to bring over Metang. Set Metang up with a temporary home. I'm trying to map out what I want to do with this area as we speak. I've been mapping this area out since yesterday, right? Obviously, I'm going to move Gardevoir over here. Let's see. Any other things I want to be buying? Harness kit. I do want to buy that. That's important. There's a lot in here that I could be using to build things with, right? Mini generator. That's gonna be. I'm gonna need that for shit, for sure. Mini generators would be nice to have as opposed to like a bunch of other generators. You need a lot of concrete, though. Lots of concrete, lots of bricks. I'm actually going to end the stream here today, and we're going to figure this out later. But actually, let me actually do what I said I'm going to do. New York City. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that'll never get old. That's never going to get old. Even when Nintendo is stabbing me in the throat for naming my city that, it's never gonna get old. I'm gonna be laughing as I'm like bleeding out of my mouth and coughing up blood. New York City, baby. I went to New York City and everybody knew your name, bro. Thank you. Yes, very good chat member. Thank you, Psycho. There we go. Level 3, baby. Let's fucking go. Already. CD player, Pikachu doll, fishing rod, Pokemon Center rebuilding kit, all these good shit. Definitely gonna be buying that. Is it? Oh, they don't give you any more, they're not going to give you any more PP ups. No more PP ups. Pallet Town does not give you a PP up. Does not let your PP get big. RIP. City House would be a nice place to have for, these areas. Let's see. What do I want to... What do I... Yeah, that should be a good place to stop for now. I think I'm gonna put something here, like a garden or something. Very clear I want to be making a path this way. Yeah, I've got ideas. I'm getting ideas, chat. It might be a while before those ideas truly come to fruition, but I'll start working on it. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for joining. There may be one or two, at least when the DLC comes out, if I feel like buying it, I will go ahead and we will play it. If I feel like buying it. I may not buy it. In any case, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Apparently, Monster Hunter Stories 3 is out. Apparently. I thought that was not coming out till the 15th. I thought that was coming out in the 15th. I don't know why it's suddenly people are saying it's out now. So that's a problem. I might actually have to fucking buy that and stream it soon. Until then, everybody. Yeah, of course my ass is buying it. Buying Monster Hunter Stories 3. Unless you're talking about the DLC, in which case I haven't even bought the Legend ZA DLC, guys. Like, what makes you think... I've tapped out on almost every Pokemon DLC. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. It took me 3 years past Sword and Shield to buy the Sword and Shield DLC. And it took me a year after Scarlet and Violet released for me to buy the Scarlet and Violet DLC. Like, if I don't actually... I don't think I even owned it, the Sword and Shield DLC, for a long time, actually. Alright, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. And remember, everyone,